I am Ka Yimek, a professional translator with over a decade of experience working with both traditional and simplified Chinese. If you have ever wondered what's the difference between the two, or even is simplified Chinese the same as Mandarin? Well, you're not the only one asking these questions. I've been asked these questions more times than I can count by clients, colleagues, and even friends. So I've decided to write a blog post and make this video to answer these questions once and for all in a clear, straightforward way. Let's start with the most common question. What is the difference between simplified Chinese and traditional Chinese? Now, here's the key thing to remember. Simplified Chinese and traditional Chinese are not spoken languages. You can't speak simplified Chinese or traditional Chinese. These terms refer exclusively to writing systems, the way Chinese characters are written. So simplified Chinese was introduced in the 1950s in mainland China as part of a literacy initiative to simplify the structure of Chinese characters. For example, the word for dragon, 龙, is written like this. As you can see in traditional Chinese, there are 16 strokes in total, whereas in simplified Chinese, there are only 5 strokes. That's a 68% reduction in the number of strokes. So let's look at traditional Chinese. So traditional Chinese in its current form has been around for about 2,000 years, dating back to the Han Dynasty. And today it is in use in regions like Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Macau. On the other hand, simplified Chinese is the standard script used in mainland China, Singapore, and Malaysia. Now let's look at the differences between traditional Chinese in Hong Kong versus traditional Chinese in Taiwan. While both Hong Kong and Taiwan use traditional Chinese in writing, the thing to remember is that the spoken languages are completely different. In Hong Kong, people primarily speak Cantonese, which is not mutually intelligible with Mandarin. In Taiwan, on the other hand, people speak Mandarin, which is very similar to mainland Mandarin, with differences in accent and vocabulary. Think British versus American English, for example. However, even within written traditional Chinese, there are small differences. For example, the word for cheese is in Hong Kong written as zi si, pronounced in Cantonese, whereas in Taiwan, traditional Chinese is written as qi si. Okay, so another question I hear a lot is this. Are simplified Chinese and Mandarin the same thing? The answer is no. Simplified Chinese is a writing system, while Mandarin is a spoken language. However, there is overlap because simplified Chinese is most commonly used in mainland China, where Mandarin is the official spoken language. You can use simplified Chinese to write Cantonese, just as you can use traditional Chinese to write Mandarin. Here's a Cantonese sentence written in both scripts. I'll read it out in Cantonese. 你今日食咗飯未啊? The first sentence is written in traditional Chinese, the second in simplified Chinese. In this case, only one character is different. Fan. Alright, so just as simplified Chinese isn't the same as Mandarin, traditional Chinese is not the same as Cantonese. Traditional Chinese is a script used to write the language, while Cantonese is a spoken language. However, because traditional Chinese is strongly associated with Hong Kong, where Cantonese is widely spoken, many people confuse the two. Now, let's tackle another question. Can Cantonese be written, and how? The answer is yes, but it's slightly complicated. Cantonese has 2 forms of written language. 书面語, which is the formal written language used in books and official documents. And then there's 口語, which is the informal spoken language which reflects how Cantonese is spoken in real life. This form of written Cantonese is rarely used in print. So here's an example. In 書面語, you would say 我去了超市買東西. And in 口語, you would write it out as 我去咗超市買嘢. If you read the formal version, 書面語 out loud in Cantonese, it would sound very unnatural. So I hope this video has helped clarify the differences between Simplified Chinese and Traditional Chinese, their relationship to Mandarin and Cantonese, and the nuances of reading and writing Cantonese. These distinctions reflect centuries of history, culture, and politics, which makes the Chinese language family so fascinating. If you need expert help navigating these complexities, whether for translation, localization, or linguistic advice, feel free to reach out. I would love to help you. You can visit my website, kayimactranslation.com, link down below. You can also check out the blog post I have written on which this video is based for a more detailed explanation of some of the points I've covered in this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time. 再见，拜拜。